Hi, welcome to Campus Old Tea Time Results Show. So I'm going to bring you a roundup of the results over the last couple of weeks, which the societies have played. Some highs and some lows, some special mentions, which we'll wait for at the end of the show. We kick off with Las Gaviotas. They played Ladies' Day Sixers on the 23rd of September. So it's a biannual competition, which the ladies play. Just a bit of fun and prizes for everybody. The team in first place with 90 points was Vron Porter, Carolyn Harrison, Liz Wakefield and Pam Andrew. Nearest the pins on hole 3, Mary Armitage. On hole 5, Alison Vasey. Hole 11, Denise Brown. And hole 13, Pam Andrew. And we had a special prize for the straightest drive on hole 16, and that was won by Carolyn Harrison. Well done, Carolyn. Okay, the Dame was followed by Menu Del Dia in the clubhouse, which was fantastic, and Martin's Funky Orange Disco, which we all enjoyed. So thanks, Martin, for that. Okay, so Las Gaviotas, they were followed by Sprightly Golf Society. They played 3 to score on the front and 2 to score on the back. The team in first place were Hebby, Charles Leggett, Dave Mitchell and Phil Halton with 112 points. In second place, Ian Richardson, Joe Bennett, Les Skipsey and Brian Arnold with 110. And in third place, Dave Bennett, Brian Varrow, Keith Humphrey and Jerome Dooley with 106 points. The nearest the pins, on hole 3, Martin Geary. On hole 5, Dave Spooner. Hole 11, Ray Lyons. Hole 13, Charles Leggett and Ray Lyons. Obviously, it must have been a dead heat. And hole 8 in 2 was Ian Richardson. Wednesday Golf Association. They played at Pinehurst, teams of 3. In first place with 103 points, Simon Rowbottom, Dave Oakes and Steve Cronk. Second place with 96 points, Ken Halley, Dave Hackett and Trev Andrew. And in third place with 95 points, Baz Elmore, Steve Gill and Hebby. Thursday Friendly Golf Society. 25th of September, they played at Pinehurst with a throw and a mulligan. Crazy scoring in first place with 201 points, Gordon Nielsen, Harry Pearson, Keith Humphrey and Ray Lyons. Second with 199, Jim Hall, Spencer Truman, Martin Geary and Ian Richardson. And in third place with 198 points, Dave Spooner, Ian Pragnall, Tom Davis and Brian Varrow. Nearest the pins, hole 3, Gordon Nielsen, hole 5, Tom Davis, hole 11, Ray Lyons, and hole 13, Camille Vertonghen. Clubhouse Golf Society, on Saturday the 27th of September, they played at Pinehurst with a joker, so the yellow ball counted for double points. So obviously another game with crazy scoring. In first place with 191 points, Glenn Trigg, Chris Bye, Thomas McQuilter and Joe Bennett. And in second place with 181 points, Hebby, Jimmy Butt, John Colgan and Jerome Dooley. Nearest the pins on hole 3, Hebby. On hole 5, Joe Bennett. On hole 11, Hebby again. On hole 13, Martin Geary. And hole 8 into Jerome Dooley. Followed by Cats Bar, Saturday the 27th. There were no results as Kieran was sick and unable to provide any information. But he's better now, so welcome back, Kieran. On Sunday the 28th, Dixie's Golf Society, which was the Black Bull, but they're now Dixie's, so that's nice to have a new golf society involved. They played a Stableford competition. In first place with 36 points, Peter the Divine. Second place with 34 points, John Keane, and also on 34, but losing on countback, was Mick Hughes. 1-2's winner on that game, Peter the Divine, on hole 3. Sunshine Golf Society, they played a 5-4-3 game. The team in first place with 129 points was Dave Hackett, Ian Butters, Dave Frost and Liz Wakefield. In second place with 121, Rob Greatley, Bron Porter, Gary Davis and Bob Lawrenson. And third place with 120 points, Paco Belchi, Neil Smith, Jean O'Connor, welcome back Jean, and Barry Goodman. Nearest the pin on hole 3, Neil Smith. On hole 5, Dave Hackett. Hole 11, Dennis Jones. Hole 13, Gary Lovejoy. Hole 8 in 2, Barry Goodman. And hole 15 in 3, Denise Brown. There were a number of 2s. Neil Smith had 2, Dave Hackett had 2, and 1 each for Paco Belchi and Gary Lovejoy. Okay, so the following week, we had the club championship, so some of the societies didn't play. So Las Gaviotas had no game, Sprightly Golf Society had no game, the Wednesday Golf Society had no game, and the Thursday Friendlies had no game. So the only other game that week was on Saturday, the 4th of October, which was the Clubhouse Golf Society. They played a Pinehurst, 2 to score on stroke index 1 to 9, and 3 to score on stroke index 10 to 18. Team in first place with 124 points, Steve Gill, Ian Pragnell, Mick Drummond and Charlie Miller. And second place with 115, Phil Helton, Steve Thorne, Steve Carter and a ghost player. Nearest the pin on hole 3, Hebby. On hole 5, Joe Bennett. On hole 11, Martin Geary. Hole 13, Alistair Ray. And hole 9 in 2, Alistair Ray. Okay, Cat's Bar, they played a Pinehurst with 2 to score. In first place with 103 points, John Leyland, Jason Holland and Luke Sharp. And in second place with 88 points, Kieran McGibney, Marius Bruiser and Eugene Toy. And just one nearest the pin on hole 13 was Luke Sharp. Dixie's Golf Society, they played on Sunday the 5th. Individual game. In first place with 32 points, Mick Hughes. Second place with 31 points, Mick Green. And third place with 29 points, Peter the Divine. Sunshine Golf Society played a World Handicap qualifier on the 5th of October, Division A and Division B. Division A, first place, Gary Lovejoy with 33. Second place, Brian Varrow with 33. And in third place, Eugene Toy with 31. In Division B, first place, David Frost, fantastic 40 points. Second place, Andy Wakefield with 35. And in third place, Bron Porter with 33. Nearest the pin, hole 3, Bron Porter. On hole 5, Gary Lovejoy. On hole 11, Eugene Toy. Hole 13, Susan Lyons. And hole 8, John Spence. And hole 15 in 3, as usual, Bron Porter. 2's winners, Paco Belchi and Eugene Toy. Okay, so just shooting back to earlier on that week, because we had our club championships competition. So it's a 2-day annual competition. And so we played day 1 on the 30th of September. We had 40 players, which was fantastic. The 2 scores over the 2 days were combined, but we also had day 1 and day 2 winners. So the winners on the leaderboard on day 1, in first place was Mick Drummond with 36 points. Second place, Martin Wilkins with 35 points. And in third place, Thomas McQuilter with 34. In the ladies division, in first place was Hayley Barker with 35 points. And in second place was Bron Porter with 30 points. The nearest the pins on day 1, Dave Hackett took hole 3 and hole 5. Ian Pragnell took hole 11. And hole 13 was won by Steve Gill, and in the ladies division, Susan Lyons. 2's winners on the day, Eugene Toy on the 13th, Thomas McQuilter and Ian Pragnell both on the 11th. Okay, so day 2 was held on Thursday, the 2nd of October. So similar format, we had leaders on the day, and we'll come on to the combined scores in a second. So the leaderboard on day 1, the winners on day 1, not the leaderboard, the winners on day 1. In first place was Steve Gill with 40 points. In second place, Dave Hackett with 38 points. And in third, Ken Halley with also 38 points. In first place on day 2 was Hayley Barker with 26 points. And in second place was Susan Lyons with 25 points. Nearest the pins. On hole 3, Eugene Toy and Ron Porter. On hole 5, Dave Hackett and Mary Armitage. On hole 11, Ken Halley. On hole 13, Ina Ellingsether and Hayley Barker. And hole 8 in 2, Dave Hackett. But just moving back to hole 5, just a massive congratulations to Dave Hackett achieving a hole-in-one on hole 5. It's a fabulous shot by all accounts. He talked me through it at length. So well done, Dave. And he took the whole of the 2 spot. So there were a few other 2s on the day, but as is our decided rule for this year, whoever gets a hole-in-one gets the whole of the 2 spot. So well done, Dave, and thanks for the drinks. Okay, so we'll come on to the combined scores over the 2 days. We have a men's club champion and a ladies' club champion. And earning a fabulous 71 points. Well done to the men's club champion 2025, Thomas McQuilter. And with a not so great, but okay, 61 points, well done to the ladies' club champion, Hayley Barker. Thank you also to our sponsors, Casa Club, who sponsored the prizes for the club championships very generously, and also to let, to sell, to buy, who sponsored both days' daily prizes. So thanks very much to both of you. Okay, so that's the result from the last 2 weeks. So that's enough of that. So moving on, I'm joined in the studio today by Rob Greatley.
Hi again, Hayley.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching again. And what are we going to talk about today?
Okay, today, and it's something that I'm quite interested in actually, I would like to talk about the difference between golf in the UK and golf in Spain, because personally, I've never played golf in the UK other than the occasional game with my son on his course, but I don't really, I don't really have any experience of golf in the UK. So I just thought it'd be nice to kind of chat. You obviously do.
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so just chat about the differences and just, you know, differences in competition and attitudes and everything.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so we'll just start with, like, what's like the golf etiquette?
Well, I think more to do with the area we live in, because it's very much holiday, leisure, it's a holiday place, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
And although we live here. I think that the etiquette is probably more relaxed here than it is in the UK. A lot of UK courses are members clubs and where they're really high on etiquette.
I mean, my own experience of this is obviously when I play with the ladies,
Right.
a lot of them have played a lot of golf in the UK, you know, and they often talk about, you know, what, like just the shoes. You know, you're coming from the golf club, from the golf course, and you have to change your shoes. You can't go into the golf club with your golf shoes on. You'd have to change. They'd have to shower, change, and, you know, but that just doesn't happen here. And
no, do you know what? I think a lot of the reason for that is, like, here we've got hard floors, don't have carpet, things like that. Whereas in the UK, you find a lot of clubs have carpet.
Oh, I suppose, that's a good point. Yeah, so you can't come in with muddy shoes and go in. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of there's some clubs in the UK would have a bar where obviously you can't go with your shoes on, but they'd have another bar where you can. Yeah. So I mean, in that respect, that's completely different.
And there was also something else that people have mentioned in the past about you've got to be a certain, I don't know what the word is, of a certain standard to be able to go into particular areas of a golf club.
I think that used to be the case. I mean, there are certainly members clubs that are still, say, back in the dark ages, but that's probably how I would describe it. But I think attitudes are changing because a lot of golf courses need new, younger members. And so they've got to change their attitudes because younger members wouldn't stand for a lot of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think definitely attitudes are changing in the UK. Even I've noticed that when I go back occasionally and play. But it's certainly more relaxed here. It's more of a social game. Yeah. Whereas in the UK, it's more competitive.
Much more competitive.
I think so.
Yeah. And I suppose as well because I mean here I can't speak for everywhere else in Spain, but here, you know, most of the members are of a older demographic. So
that's here.
Yeah.
That's why I say we're in that sort of location. Yeah. I'd imagine if you go to some of the bigger cities, Valencia, probably Madrid, Barcelona, probably Seville, other big areas of urban rather than rural, where we really are. There's probably going to be a lot more golfers of a decent standard, and you'd find it probably completely different to play there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I haven't played in that area yet, but I would imagine that would be the case. But in the UK, I mean, there's so many golf clubs. It's ironic actually, because in Scotland, it's a completely different vibe to that it is in England.
Oh.
In Scotland, it's more of because it's been going for so long, it's more of a working man's game in Scotland.
Oh, is it?
Than it is in England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I suppose it's got this the idea of it's not a rich person's game, but
No, you're right.
a more sort of
No, you're right.
a different
you're
level
right.
of player.
Yeah, certainly when I was young, the local golf club, you wouldn't have been allowed to play unless you were of a certain standard, unless you wore a shirt and tie, all that sort of thing. In actual fact, the golf club that I was a member of, my last golf club in the UK, in order to get membership, you had to be seconded by another member, and then you had to go for an interview in a suit and tie.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it definitely is different in the UK than it is in Spain.
Yeah.
It's more of a social game here.
And another point on that, because we had a competition recently, and it was mentioned to me that down at the club championships, that previously, or certainly in the UK, you used to have to be of a certain standard to be able to enter.
You'd have to be the club champion would always be a scratch player.
Yeah.
Would always be
there was a maximum on handicaps as well, so you literally.
Yeah, I mean, the two clubs that I've been a member of, you would have. The club champion you wouldn't have to play off scratch, but you would not be able to use your handicap. So you'd have to play in a scratch competition.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where the club champion come from. And then they would do other divisions for the different levels of handicap.
Yeah.
So you'd be, rather than being the club champion, you'd be club champion of Division A, club champion of Division B. But club champion would always be somebody in a scratch competition.
Yeah. And I suppose the answer to the question that was raised to us was, we're playing at a different level here.
Yeah, we don't have enough.
Hence the reason for this conversation, because it's a whole different ball game playing in the UK to playing out here.
Yeah, we don't have enough.
We don't have enough players at that level.
No. Although recently, over the last couple of years, we've introduced the scratch knockout, which we never had before. Yeah. And the reason, I mean, I obviously suggested it. It was to give something for the lower handicap players. Obviously, anybody can play in it, but it's certainly something for the lower handicap players to play in, because when you get to that level, you want to play in a slightly different competitive level. Yeah.
And the other thing that was mentioned to me as well is about the formats that we play.
Right. Okay.
Because we often we play mainly Stableford. But I think medals played
in the UK.
A lot,
Oh yeah. That was the big thing. Once a month. Well, actually, no. Certainly, the club I was in, there was twice a month. One on a Saturday and one in midweek. Was the medal, but that was where you. So in the UK, prior to WHS, you couldn't use your Stableford scores for handicap. You'd have to play medal. That's completely. The WHS has completely changed that narrative. So that was the reason why the medal round was so important, because that was the one thing that went towards your handicap.
Yeah.
Now it's different.
Yeah.
So that attitude is slightly even changing even in the UK now.
But to play medal over here, I mean, obviously,
yes.
it would just it would take too long, and
I don't think it would work, because not many people, there's enough people who want to play it.
Yeah.
If it was something that we still had to play to get your handicap, you probably would get more people to play, but we don't, and people prefer to play Stableford because you can have a bad hole and it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
So I don't think medals, certainly not where we are. I'd imagine that once again in the bigger cities they probably still do medal, but no, not here.
No.
It wouldn't work here.
No.
We tried it. There's a group of us who've tried it, and it doesn't work.
And what about the cost? Because again, like I say, I've not really played golf in the UK. How does it compare with the cost with what you sort of pay here? I mean, I know we might not be typical of a lot of clubs in Spain.
Well, I would say it's more expensive in Spain to play than it is in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's more clubs in the UK.
Okay.
I mean, there are certain clubs you can go to, obviously, it costs a lot of money if you're talking about an exclusive club. But I think in general, Yeah, I think it's probably cheaper to play a round of golf in the UK. Not Campsall. Campsall, we're lucky. It's quite a cheap course to play.
Yeah, I know we're not typical of a lot of the courses.
But I mean, I was told yesterday that La Romero, which we've played before as a society, they're now charging €200 per player to play a round of golf.
Wow.
So, yeah, you would get. And once again, I was talking about Scotland being more of a working man's game. In Scotland, you can play a round of golf for as little as £6.
Okay.
There's a lot of courses in Ayrshire and.
How is that so cheap?
Because a lot of golf courses in Scotland are owned by the council.
Oh, okay.
And so they're grouped together in groups of like 6 courses, and you buy out. And we played. We played when recently. I went with a few friends and we played 3 or 4 courses in Scotland, and the most expensive was £13. And the cheapest was 6.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was a links course on the coast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
More expensive in Spain.
Okay. And what about kind of rules? I know we talked about etiquette to start with, but what about rules? And
they're more strict in the UK.
Yeah, I kind of get that impression.
Yeah.
I mean, you referred earlier to the clothing that what you have to wear, etc., and the amount of clubs you have in the bag and things like that. Are they genuinely like really enforced?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, rules
and
are much
who
stricter.
enforces them?
You normally find the members themselves.
Oh, okay. So it's self-policing.
Yeah. I mean, I've played in a competition. When I first got back to playing, what we're talking, 20 years ago, 20 odd years ago, I was playing in a competition and I had to play a provisional ball. And I didn't use the word, I said I was going to play another ball. I didn't use the word provisional.
Oh, crucial.
And I played, and I was given, and the other player I was playing with said there was a 2-shot penalty because you didn't say provisional.
Yeah.
So, it's much stricter in the UK. But I think, in general, people prefer it that way in the UK.
Yeah. I think, and it's just the whole attitude, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's obviously very serious out there, but people come out here, usually they're retired, or they're out here on holiday, and they're just having, just a nice game of golf in the sunshine, and, so a lot of the stuff just kind of gets like...
Absolutely. I mean, that's the biggest difference with playing here and playing in the UK, isn't it? Is the weather.
Yeah.
90% of the time we go around with a polo shirt on
and we
our
smile.
shorts, and we smile, and it's great, and the sun's shining. In the UK, I used to play a lot where I was literally like dressed up like an Eskimo.
Yeah.
But I'd still go and play because I had to work. So it was only one day a week I was going to play. So
that was your leisure time.
Yeah. So regardless of the weather, I was going to play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I'd do it anymore.
I wouldn't. I mean, I played a couple of rounds with my son, and it's been in the summer, so it's been kind of okay. But and it just didn't feel that enjoyable.
I mean, I've played in driving rain, and I've played in like when it's like -2, and
You've got to be so committed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we're not.
Well, the big difference here, of course, if you don't manage to play one day, you just play the next day.
Yeah,
because we've got lots of leisure.
I know, and that's the other thing. Like I've heard so many people say over here, the slightest hint of threat of rain, well, I said, I'm not playing.
Not playing.
You're not playing.
Yeah.
Don't have to play golf in the rain.
Yeah.
And we'll play tomorrow instead.
Totally different. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And why not? Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
And why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rob.
Welcome.
Yes.
You wanted to ask me a question.
I was going to ask
Somebody
you a
asked you a question about golf about ground under repair.
Oh yes, sorry, that was just one of something that was mentioned last week. There was a question asked, and it was actually during the club championships about. Well, in fact, there's 2 things to mention here, but the first one is if your ball is outside of GUR, but you're standing in the GUR, can you take relief? Can you move your ball so that you're not standing in GUR?
Right, okay.
My understanding was that no, you can't. Now, you're probably going to contradict me here, but my understanding was, well, it's not your ball that's in GUR, and if you're standing, as long as it's not interfering with your swing or your stance, then you have to...
You're incorrect.
Am I? Oops.
I mean, ground under repair is an abnormal course condition. So you get free relief from an abnormal course condition if it's affecting your swing, your intended stance. So you are if you're standing in GUR, you are allowed free relief.
Yeah, but a lot of the areas on the course are not.
No.
There is no reason to say it's interfering with swing or stance. It might just be a bit of,
contentious. But
Okay.
technically, yes.
Okay.
A lot of people think that you can't play from GUR, but actually you can. You're allowed to play from GUR. You are,
yeah.
You are
I
allowed
understand
to
that,
take
yeah,
free
yeah.
relief from GUR,
Yeah.
but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so if you're standing in GUR, as it's an abnormal course condition, you are allowed to take free relief.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, if anybody has any other questions that they'd like raised on our Q&A session, then please email teatime@campusholtv.es and we'll chat about it and we'll find the answers for you.
Yeah, we definitely like that. That'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you, Rob, for joining me today.
You're welcome.
And if we've done the results show earlier, so if you'd like your society included, then please just get in touch and send us your results and we'll give you a mention next time. Okay. Thanks very much, Rob.
Great to be here.
Okay, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.